Loneliness and low mood can affect all of us from time to time, but with the ongoing situation with coronavirus, there is a whole new range of stresses that can make things like anxiety and low mood more common, and also more challenging to deal with. You may find that yourself or someone that you know or care about are struggling with being isolated at this time, and want to know how better to support them or yourself. We know that social isolation is an important way of preventing the spread of something like coronavirus, but it can affect our mental health. And although we have to be socially distanced, it doesn't mean we have to be emotionally apart. And this video is going to look at some ways in which we might manage ourselves and our mood during this difficult time.
It is really important during this time of social isolation that we do remain connected to the people around us, because that can really serve as a buffer to those symptoms of stress and low mood that we might be experiencing. Remaining in contact with those around us can really boost how we're feeling. And in considering the restrictions that we now have, it's thinking about what alternative ways we can be considering. That can be for various different things. That might be through the simple means of Skyping with our friends and family, and with colleagues as well, thinking about planning exactly when you're going to Skype with each other to have your lunch together, or having a cup of tea or coffee. It might be through writing a letter, sending an email, sending cards to people, various different ways of correspondence, calling, texting, the usual means. The importance here is really thinking about the scheduling, because if we do schedule something, it means we're more likely to go ahead and do it. This may all feel really unnatural. However, the more and more that we do it, the more normal it will become. There are other things that we could be considering that will help things feel a bit more usual or normal. And this is all really to do with the routine that we have. Sticking to a similar routine that we would have had previously is really important. For example, getting up, showering, eating at the usual times that you would have been doing. If you're working from home, considering to stick to your normal hours and designating a part of your home area to just your working life. If you have children and pets as well, keeping up with that similar routine. Also, if you didn't like your old routine, this is the perfect opportunity to try something different.
It can be helpful as well to plan other activities to do at this time, because we know that keeping busy and doing things makes us feel a bit more in control and can help improve our mood. It can be helpful to keep busy with things like cooking, or listening to music, watching films, perhaps playing games that you enjoy. Anything really that brings you pleasure or joy at this time can be useful to spend some time on. If you can, things like exercise can be really helpful. We know it improves our mood, and there's lots of stuff at the moment about different ways you can exercise from home. Whatever you can do safely can potentially help. If you can get outside, things like going for a walk and getting a bit of fresh air can really lift our mood and improve our well-being. I know that's been really helping myself at the moment to break up the working day from home, to get out and see a bit of nature. It's also worth thinking about things around the house that you'd normally be doing, and if you can stay on top of those, so things like cleaning and perhaps any jobs that you've been putting off. I know I've got some shelves that I've been meaning to put up for about 6 months, which I'm hoping now I might find a bit of time to actually get done and feel a bit more accomplished around that. If you find these things hard to motivate yourself to do, or find a struggle getting started, it can be really useful to make a list or a plan. Remember, planning makes it more likely that it will happen, and a bit of structure and routine can make things feel a little bit more straightforward. These things don't have to be big, they don't have to be time consuming. Any small changes that you can make can really help with your mood in the long run.
Social isolation is designed to prevent the spread of the virus, and we're all doing our bit for the society. We're so used to being able to come and go as we please and speak to and see whoever we want to, but we have to learn new ways in order to contain and manage this. Just remember, take one day at a time.